Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 9 in season number 3 of the NOFSRL ARCA Racing Series, presented by Krispy Kreme. We are here at the Pocono Raceway for the second time this season for the ModSpace 150, 12 laps of action here at the Pocono Raceway. A very short race here on Black Friday at noon. Kind of an odd time to be doing this race, but you know what? Most people are off, so why not do it now? I gotta separate it from the truck race later tonight to end the cap off the Thanksgiving weekend here in Napa Fan. And so far, we get to have a race and under green. Both the Thanksgiving Eve 300 and yesterday's Thanksgiving 500 ended under caution. I'm hoping we don't get that here today, but considering how short of a race it is, and considering we had 2 cautions when we were here at the beginning of the month, I don't know if that's going to be the case. But either way, we're here at Pocono for the 9th race of the season, and this championship battle is definitely heating up. And it's heating up so much that I'm going to give you the top 10 in points because they're only separated by 20 points. Top 10 guys are Lauren Martinez with the points lead, 187 points towards the championship. Ryan Kingert is 7 points behind in second. Matthew Phillips is 8 points behind. Adam Pinchon, 11 points behind. Derek Hamill, 12 points behind. Nick Kennedy is 13 points behind. Adam Lewis is 15 points behind. Trey Bartow is 16 points behind. Trey Wright is 18 points behind. And Julius Anderson, our Daytona winner, 20 points behind. Coming into today's event from the Pocono Raceway. Nick Smith in the number 7, the Season 1 champion, will lead the field of the green flag. He's alongside the Michigan winner from the 3rd race of the season, Fisher G in the number 9, Colton Yo and Juan Garcia in row number 2, and Daytona winner Julius Anderson will be starting alongside Carter Friesen in row number 3. We have ourselves Jonathan Wong in the 34 alongside Adam Lewis. Adam Lewis had a rather disappointing day there at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway yesterday, and he wants to rebound from that accident. And he's going to be starting in the 8th position. And Trey Bartow will be starting 9th alongside Ace Garcia in the 55. Bartow with a shot. His first win on Napa Fan in quite a while. It's been a little bit since Trey Bartow's gotten a Napa Fan win. We'll have to see if he can do it. He is 16 points behind coming into this event. And he is starting in that inside lane in a 12-lap race. A very short one here, the ModSpace 150. Same length as the Pocono Mountains 150 that the Truck Series had here at the beginning of the month. So it's going to go by very quickly if we do not end up with a caution. But we had 2 cautions when the ARCA guys came here at the beginning of the month, so I don't know. It is a cloudy racetrack compared to it being sunny when we were here at the beginning of the month, so that might play into things a little bit differently. Still the same 34 drivers, just a 4-lap shorter race, so less time to get up to the front, which means they're probably going to be more aggressive than they were in the first one. But then again, they were pretty aggressive in that first one when Brad Stover won. And Brad Stover comes into this race, the defending race winner, because he won at Iowa last weekend as well. Brad Stover looking to get 3 wins in 1 month here in the ARCA Series. He might just be the driver of the year, the winningest driver of the year here on Napa Fan this year. Pace car will pull off Nick Smith and Fisher G. And Black Friday is here. A cloudy day at the Pocono Raceway. We're green flag racing in the ModSpace 150. Trey Bartow got turned, entering turn number 2, and in the wall goes the Pennsylvania native with Carter Friesen. And they're jamming it up back in there. Adam Lewis with heavy damage in the number 52. They all started up front. They were 3 wide exiting turn 1. And they couldn't figure out, and that's pure heartbreak for Trey Bartow, who had a good shot at getting this win. Nick Smith on the outside will win the race back in the number 7. My goodness. And Trey Bartow was running 5th at the time. Like I said, he came into this thing only 16 points off the points leader. Well, he's now last in the field in the number 8 team. That might just end his chances at a championship. A lot of damage to the right side of his race car. Carter Friesen with heavy damage, and Adam Lewis as well. But for the most part, not many guys gained too much damage from that accident, as they're going to line it all back up here. And Nick Smith won the race back to the line. Colton Yeo could not give the inside the work on him. So let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the day here in the ModSpace 150. You see right there, Carter Friesen got into Jonathan Wong, and Wong clipped the 18 of Trey Bartow. Bartow got him the Juan Garcia right there, but Garcia was able to save it. Adam Lewis got jammed up from Jonathan Wong, and nowhere to go for those guys. And after all that, the only two guys who ended up getting involved, other than Trey Bartow, were Carter Friesen and Adam Lewis. Ace Garcia with a bit of a tap. He gained a little bit of damage, but nothing major. And Jonathan King came in there a little bit late, but I don't think those guys are going to have too much of an issue in the rest of the event. I will say on the cooldown lap, Trey Bartow ran right in the Carter Friesen, and he gained significant damage on that 18, so his day's probably going to be done after this one here at Pocono. Replay this one in real time, and you're going to see Carter Friesen come down on Wong, who came down on Bartow. Bartow got in the Friesen there in the wall, and that is just a tough break for all those guys. They started up front, had a great chance of winning this thing. It's not going to be the case here today at the Pocono Raceway on Black Friday. Tough break for those guys involved. And this was the race back to the line. Colton Yeo did not get the inside the work through turn 3, and usually it does work. Nick Smith had the help from Fisher G, got the run on the outside, and won the race back to the line, and that is significant because he's probably going to get an extra bonus point for leading the most laps in this race, because it's 4 laps for a caution here at Pocono. And by the time we get back to racing, we're going to be 2 laps from halfway. So Nick Smith looking pretty good to get an extra bonus point here today in the ModSpace 150. Let's go ahead and get to the restart here at Pocono. We are back here at the Pocono Raceway, race number 9 of the season in the ARCA Racing Series. And Nick Smith has so far led every single lap. He had that 1 lap under green, and the 4 we have currently had under caution. We will be restarting on lap 6 of 12 in this event. And we saw it happen in the first Pocono race of the season. We had those 2 cautions. Half of the race was under yellow due to that, and hopefully we don't get another caution, because if that's the case, only a third of the race will be run under green. But either way, Nick Smith, Colton Yeo, Fisher G, Julius Anderson, and Juan Garcia, the top 5 coming to line. Next time by, we're halfway to the ModSpace 150. Nick Smith holding on. Here comes Fisher G to the inside of Colton Yeo. That is for the 2nd position, and he'll easily take it away. This guy's sliding up through turn number 1. I think that might be one of the biggest reasons why we've seen all the accidents we've seen here over the season. No 3 wide, so that's a good sign. Nathan Stapleton looked at it for a moment. He's going to avoid it for now. And so will Juan Garcia. So great job to those guys avoiding the 3 wide situation. If Nick Smith can get this lap right here, which he might not, because Fisher G is going to dive to the inside and attempt to take it away from the number 7, and I think he might do it. Nick Smith does not have any drafting help, but he's going to get the run on the outside lane, and they're going to remain side by side. And if Nick Smith leads it, which he will, he's going to get an extra bonus point for leading the most laps in this race. So it's on. Here comes Colton Yeo in the 5, 3 wide for the lead at Pocono. And he's not going to be able to get to the inside of Fisher G. It looks like it's very tough to pass out here tonight. And they're side by side once again for the lead. Colton Yeo better be smart and just stay right behind Fisher G, because he'll get the position on Nick Smith either way. He's going to look 3 wide, but Fisher G will clear. Nick Smith for the lead, and lap 7 will go to Fisher G most likely when they come back around to complete the lap. Watch out for Nathan Stapleton and Jonathan Wong in this inside lane. And here is Dylan Young in the 77 machine. Ooh, looks like Dylan Young's going to move to the inside of the 34 just a little bit there, and they're still 3 wide in this situation with Andrew Miller and Julio Cesar, so watch out for that as they come around to the tunnel turn next time by. Fisher G with a bonus point, lap lead for him. 5 laps to go in the ModSpace 150 at Pocono. Nick Smith back on the inside, right behind the 9. Nick Smith looking very strong to possibly get this victory, and they're single file at the top 9 positions. Here comes Dylan Young. He's going to make it single file as well, and it's a lot more strung out in this race than it was in the first race here. Nick Smith back to the inside of Fisher G. Will he get at the stick there? Doesn't look like he will. Fisher G with help from Colton Yo in the outside lane going to hold on. He's going to clear Nick Smith entering the corner. Great run for him right there. We did see in this race, the beginning of November, Matthew Phillips, who, by the way, we didn't mention it at the top of the show. He was the guy who failed to get a lap in at qualifying. But either way, Matthew Phillips was coming to the checkered flag as the leader. Entering turn number 3, he moved up the block, the outside lane, and it gave Brad Stover the win, and somebody with an issue, Andrew Miller in the 22. And something went amiss on that race car, and he's not going to get back around without having to teleport. Hopefully he'll be able to stop it without a caution coming out. Nobody is coming in the way of Andrew Miller, so it should be good to go so that he can go right to the pit lane with... Oh, and he's going to cause the caution. Oh no, we had a wreck. That's what caused it, and that's going to end it right here. And for the 3rd straight race this weekend, it's going to end under caution. And Fisher G pulls away, and Fisher G is going to end up tying Nick Smith for the most laps led in this race, which means that nobody is going to get that bonus point. I actually called it that Nick Smith was going to get it, but because they tied, nobody's going to get it. And Fisher G's going to get the win here at Pocono. Looks like Jonathan King, Jack Cabarrus, Justin Zidell all involved, and Andrew Miller's incident was completely unrelated to this, what appears to be huge accident entering the tunnel turn. Fisher G with the win. Nick Smith, Colton Yo, Julius Anderson, Nathan Faden. Of course, Fisher G is not with the win quite yet. Another jam up back in there. Adam Pinchon with a bit of damage. Brad Stover. I think a lot of these guys were involved in the accident. Definitely not the way we wanted this race to go here at Pocono. Only going to be 3 laps under caution right here, so we got 5 of them under green. I don't know, we got to figure this place out, guys. I tried to tone it down, and that did not work. Either ways, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the 2nd caution of the day here in the ModSpace 150. Lauren Martinez, she stayed right behind the 10 of Julio Cesar this entire time, and Cesar just came up and took out the number 20 of Justin Zidell. This was entering turn number 2, the 20 going around. Oh, and he's going to hit this inside wall at a bad angle, and then come back up right through the corner. Julio Cesar got into the 57 of Trey Wright, and Zidell with a hard hit to the outside wall. Brad Stover, Jack Cabarrus, Derek Hamill, Jonathan Logan, Erica Douglas, the 78's there. Thomas Troxel got a piece of this one. Adam Pinchon and Jonathan King's going to hit Erica Douglas right there. That's a tough break for him. The Chicagoland winner not having a good string of races since his victory a couple weeks ago. A tough break for all those guys involved. Justin Zidell definitely getting the worst of this one here at Pocono. Replay this in real time, and Julio Cesar just comes up and takes him out. Hard hit to the inside wall and a hard hit to the outside wall. Brad Stover, the last winner in the ARCA series and the winner of the Pocono race earlier in the season involved. Jonathan Logan, the South Boston winner involved. Julio Cesar. Carter Friesen with damage. Chicagoland winner. Jonathan King. Adam Pinchon, a little bit of it there. And Erica Douglas. Jack Cabarrus also got torn up in that one in the 25 as well. A tough break for all those guys. And a good break for Fisher G. He's not going to have to battle Nick Smith for this win anymore. And he's going to get the win. His 2nd of the season. He got the win at Michigan. Race 3. He's going to get this one here at Pocono. Let's get the official finish of the ModSpace 150. Well, they're going to come out of turn number 3 for the final time. And for the third straight time this weekend, we're ending a race under caution. And Fisher G in the number 9 is going to get the victory ahead of Nick Smith, Colton Yo, Julius Anderson. A great run for him in the point standings. Nathan Faden's going to finish in the 5th position in the number 98. Great run for him. Fisher G wins the ModSpace 150 at Pocono. And with that, he's going to become the second driver this season to win multiple races. Both of the Pocono winners this season have won multiple races this season in the ARCA Racing Series. The official standings right there. Fisher G, Nick Smith, Colton Yo, Julius Anderson, Nathan Faden, Nathan Stapleton. A shout out to 2G Yarmachuk there. 7th place run for him. I think that might be his best finish of the season. Jonathan Wong, Thomas Trouxel, a top 10, and Juan Garcia rounding out the top 10 in the number 8. And we had a good share of drivers getting knocked out. Adam Pinshaw and all those guys we saw jammed them up under the cooldown lap there. And of course, Justin Zeidel got knocked out. A suspension issue for Andrew Miller, and Adam Lewis from the first accident failed to finish here today. Jacob Barris and Jonathan Logan, along with Jonathan King as well, all knocked out from the accidents. 27 guys finishing, or should I say 28 guys finishing on the lead lap. Jonathan Logan did officially finish in the number 32. Tough break for those guys involved, and another mediocre race here at Pocono. It's not exactly what I wanted, but you know what? That's what Fisher G wanted, because he's going to get the victory and a pretty good amount of points towards the championship as well for that victory right there in the ModSpace 150. And one last race to cap off the Thanksgiving weekend. The Intuit QuickBooks 200 from the Armory Digital Super Speedway in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. It's always a fun race, and it's only 16 laps. Another very short event. So check that one out at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight right here on Napa Fan Premiere Live. Congratulations to Fisher G on the victory. Next week we have to the Indianapolis Raceway Park. We only have 4 races left in the season. They include IRP, Kentucky, Kansas, and the finale at Talladega. So these points are going to mean a lot once you see them. Fisher G with the win, and we'll see you next week for the DuPont Air Filtration 200 from the Indianapolis Raceway Park, along with the Texas World Racing, the Turkey Hill Truck Series next weekend as well. 2 very good races next weekend. They should be a lot better than this one. Congratulations to Fisher G. Here are the point standings for the ARCA Racing Series, and thank you guys very much for watching once again. I will see you guys later.
Can't be broken. Words fly, but you never let them land.